The Dominion of Eternal Order had conquered 847 civilizations. Their protocol was always the same: arrive, demonstrate overwhelming superiority, demand submission, absorb the conquered species into their collective consciousness. Resistance was statistically irrelevant. In their entire history, not a single species had mounted meaningful opposition after witnessing the Dominion's power. Earth would be no different. Or so they believed. The first Dominion ships appeared above Earth's major cities without warning. They were impossibly massive, their hulls reflecting no light, their weapon systems calibrated to vaporize entire continents. A unified transmission broadcast across all human communication channels: "You are now subjects of the Dominion of Eternal Order. Resistance is futile. Surrender your autonomy, and existence will continue. Refuse, and extinction is assured." The Dominion expected immediate capitulation. What they received instead was silence. Then, defiance. General Sarah Mitchell stood in the underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains, watching the Dominion fleet on tactical displays. Around her, representatives from every human nation gathered in unity, something that would have been impossible months ago, yet was now inevitable. Extinction had a way of erasing old grievances. "They've given us an ultimatum," Mitchell addressed the assembly. "Surrender or die. I propose a third option." "War?" asked Ambassador Chen, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "Survival," Mitchell corrected. "They expect us to surrender because every other species did. They've built their entire strategy around psychological dominance. They believe we're incapable of fighting back. Against that?" A military commander gestured toward the orbital displays showing the massive Dominion vessels. "We don't have the technology. We don't have the numbers." "No," Mitchell agreed. "But we have something they don't. We have desperation. And we have history." Humanity had survived 2 world wars, nuclear brinkmanship, pandemics, and environmental collapse. They had learned to fight against odds that seemed impossible. More importantly, they had learned to adapt faster than any centralized authority could predict. The first human counterattack was unconventional. They didn't launch missiles or energy weapons; instead, they launched information. Every human network, every satellite, every communication system transmitted simultaneously toward the Dominion ships. Data floods. Encrypted messages. Noise designed to overwhelm the Dominion sensors. The Dominion responded with orbital strikes. Cities burned. Millions died. But in those moments of chaos, humanity moved. They deployed weapons hidden for decades in underground bunkers. They activated defense systems designed to work independently, without centralized command. They fought back. A young pilot named David Torres flew a stolen Dominion fighter he had learned to pilot by studying captured vessels. His tactics made no sense to the Dominion strategists. He would attack, retreat, then attack from an unexpected angle. He was inefficient, unpredictable, and devastatingly effective. "Why do they continue?" a Dominion commander transmitted in confusion. "We have destroyed their cities. We have demonstrated absolute superiority. Yet they fight. Because they're afraid of something worse than death," General Mitchell realized aloud. "They're afraid of slavery. They're afraid of losing their autonomy, their choice, their humanity." The conflict lasted 96 hours. The Dominion destroyed 12 major cities. Humanity lost 3 million lives. But they inflicted something far more damaging on the invaders: doubt. The Dominion's strategy had always been psychological. Demonstrate power, break will, absorb the conquered. But humans wouldn't break. Even as their cities burned, they fought. Even as their numbers dwindled, they adapted. Even as victory seemed mathematically impossible, they refused to surrender. On the 97th hour, the Dominion transmitted a message that shocked every human: retreat. Disengage all forces. Earth is designated off-limits for future conquest. General Mitchell stood in silence, barely comprehending the words. Around her, human commanders erupted in celebration. But she understood what had truly happened. The Dominion hadn't retreated because humans had won militarily. They had retreated because humans had proven something the Dominion couldn't assimilate: some species cannot be conquered through superior force. Some species will fight regardless of the odds. She transmitted a message to all surviving humans: they came expecting surrender. They found warriors. They came expecting obedience. They found defiance. They never expected us to fight back. And that was their greatest miscalculation. As humanity surveyed the wreckage of their cities, they understood a profound truth. Victory wasn't measured in surviving battles. It was measured in surviving, period. And humanity had survived.